Imagine the bustling markets of the 7th century Red Sea coast, the air thick with the scent of frankincense and myrrh, sails dotting the horizon as merchants from Arabia dock their ships. Among them were not just traders of spices and gold, but also carriers of a new faith, Islam. What began as a small community in Mecca soon traveled across seas and deserts, reshaping Africa's spiritual and cultural landscape forever. This is the story of how Islam first came to Africa, and how it grew to become one of the continent's most influential religions. The story begins in 615 CE, when a group of early Muslims fled persecution in Mecca. Seeking refuge, they crossed the Red Sea and arrived in the Christian kingdom of Abyssinia, modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea. There, under the protection of the just King Negus, they found safety. This moment, often called the First Hijra, marked the very first entry of Islam into Africa. Picture weary travelers stepping onto African soil, relieved to find tolerance and protection from a ruler who respected their faith. Though small in scale, this migration planted the first seeds of Islam in Africa. While the first Muslims sought refuge in the east, Islam began spreading rapidly across North Africa. By the 7th century, Arab armies swept through Egypt after the death of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, bringing with them not just conquest but also a new religious identity. Picture Alexandria's grand libraries now echoing with the recitation of Quranic verses. Over time, Islam blended with local Berber traditions, creating a unique fusion of Arab and African culture. Caravans laden with salt and gold carried more than goods. They carried the rhythms of prayer, the architecture of mosques, and the Arabic language, which still echoes in North Africa today. From the Mediterranean coast, Islam moved inland across the vast Sahara desert, carried by merchants and scholars. Imagine endless camel caravans shimmering under the desert sun, linking North Africa with the empires of Ghana, Mali, and Songhai. These kingdoms did not just embrace Islam for faith, it also brought prestige, trade, and diplomacy. The city of Timbuktu, with its mud-brick mosques and libraries, became a beacon of Islamic scholarship. Manuscripts filled with astronomy, medicine, and theology sat alongside the Quran, proving that Islam was not just a religion in Africa, it was also a driver of knowledge and culture. While caravans crossed the desert, dhows sailed along the Swahili coast, linking Arabia, Persia, India, and East Africa. By the 8th century, coastal cities like Mombasa, Lamu, and Zanzibar were thriving centers of Islamic culture. Imagine a moonlit shoreline where the call to prayer mingled with the sound of waves. Islam here blended with local Bantu traditions, giving rise to the Swahili culture, a fusion of African and Islamic heritage. Beautiful mosques, intricate poetry, and a trading network that stretched across the Indian Ocean became hallmarks of this region's identity. By the 13th and 14th centuries, Islam had become deeply rooted in West Africa. Leaders like Mansa Musa of Mali, famed as the richest man in history, carried Islam proudly. His legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 CE, with caravans so vast they dazzled the world, put Africa firmly on the global Islamic map. Visualize thousands of followers, gold-laden camels, and gifts to cities along the way. Islam here became not just faith, but also a political and cultural force that reshaped kingdoms, architecture, education, and law. Today, Islam is the faith of nearly 500 million Africans, stretching from Morocco's ancient mosques to Nigeria's bustling cities, from Somalia's coastal towns to Senegal's Sufi brotherhoods. Its arrival was not only about armies or rulers, it was about ideas, trade, migration, and cultural blending. In Africa, Islam adapted, thrived, and merged with local traditions, creating diverse expressions of the same faith across the continent. The story of Islam's arrival in Africa is not a single tale. It is a tapestry woven across deserts, rivers, and oceans. From the first refugees in Abyssinia to the grand empires of Mali and the thriving Swahili coast, Islam's journey into Africa is one of resilience, exchange, and transformation. If this story sparked your imagination, don't just stop here. Explore more hidden histories with us. Like this video share it with others, and subscribe for more immersive journeys into the world's untold stories.